Today we're going to cover the installation of the Insane Audio backup camera. Now there's a lot of good videos online on how to install the Insane Audio head unit, but not a lot out there for installing the backup cams or the rock cams. And one of the biggest questions people have when they install those is, how do I route the wiring? What is the best way to route the wiring? So in today's video we're going to cover three things: where I installed the camera, how I routed the wiring, and how do you adjust the head unit to get the backup lines and everything you need for the backup camera. So with that, the first thing we're going to take a look at is how and where I installed the backup camera. I found the best place to locate it was in the center just above the hitch. You drill it with either a 3/4 inch hole saw or drill bit. I used drill bits and stepped it up, started small and stepped up to 3/4. Now let's take a look at how we wired this up. One thing I recommend to make wiring easier is remove your tail light, which is just removing this Phillips head screw and that one, just the two on the inboard side. Once those are removed, you can slip your tail light out. That is going to give you a lot more access. Once you've got the wires routed how you want, what I do at the connections back here is I want to make a waterproof connection, since we're going to be off-roading going through creeks. So I take heat shrink, make sure my connectors are together and tight. Giving them a nice seal on each side. Now those are ready for permanent installation. So I put the heat shrink wrap connectors and the trailer wires all in a clamp and put the clamp underneath the bumper bolt bracket to secure it into place. We come up from behind the tail light through the grommet, route it along the rail, and then down behind the seat belt fascia. Okay, so we're behind the seat belt, coming down the driver's side door. Where we have it zip tied to an existing harness. Now here we're just going to be under the entry door cover. Here I put a clamp and slipped it over the existing bolt. This, when that fascia covers over here, that'll ensure the clamp does not fall off. And we drilled a hole here and we came up right through up into the dash. Then we follow the dash down to the head unit, which we'll discuss in a second. To remove the head unit, pull the 7mm bolts out of all 4 locations. Okay, I have the radio slid out. I've already connected the power and ground to the wires we just routed. I connected them to the rock cam ground and rock cam power. Now on the back of the Insane Audio you have all sorts of connections, lots of options you can do. This one here we have not installed yet is the rock cam, so stay tuned for another video when I install the rock cam. I don't have it yet. This is the backup cam connection, so this is the wire we just routed, and what I do is I electrical tape them together to just make sure if we're going down a bumpy road or something like that it doesn't come apart, just extra security. Then here's it says rock cam ground and rock cam power. Both of those are going to power and ground for both your backup and your rock cam cameras. Now the other wire we have here is a reverse trigger. Now the reverse trigger is not needed if you're installing this in a Jeep Wrangler, because the reverse trigger is already pre-wired through all this harness. The reverse trigger really is if you're going to install the Insane Audio in a vehicle that's not compatible for it, then you may have to wire the reverse trigger separately, or if your vehicle never came with never came pre-wired with the reverse trigger, you would need to do that. So in this application, we just leave that cap. It is not needed. The reverse will come on automatically when you put it in reverse because it is already pre-wired through the vehicle's harness. I took the extra wire, bundled it up, and zip tied it together, because you just never know in the future if you have a break or something you've got to repair when you might need to pull that extra wire. I'll put this all back together and we'll take a look at how to set up the camera configuration in the deck. So with everything powered up, hit your menu screen. You're going to see settings. We want car. Then we're going to scroll and you'll see extra settings. We'll click on extra settings. Scroll. And first setting I'm going to talk about is reversing mirror. So as I leave it there and I put the Jeep in reverse, you see that I have a BMW on my left-hand side, and if I look in my driver view mirror, there it is on the left-hand side. This adjustment, I'm going to put it back in park, is important, because if I shut that off and I go back in reverse, you notice the BMW is now on the right side of the vehicle, and I really do not have a beamer on the right side of my vehicle. It is in fact on the left. So as you're setting this up, make sure that everything is adjusted correctly. So I'll go back into park, reversing mirror on, double check it fixed it. Yes, it did. That's exactly where I want it. Now let's look at the adjustment for the backup lines. Go back up into park. So those are called rulers. So rear view ruler. If I shut those off, you will notice as I go back in reverse, the lines are gone. So if you want the lines, the guidelines, you want rear view ruler, you want to click that. If I select 3 and I go back in, the lines are on, but notice they go way up in the air. So this is how you adjust them for level depending on where you installed your camera. So I found for my lines, I want number 1. As I go back in, and there, that's as good as I'm going to get. My bumper is, the lines are from bumper to bumper, and that's perfect for me. You will also see a setting for reversing volume. By default, when you put the Jeep in reverse, it'll mute all sound from the stereo. This is going to allow you to focus on backing up. If you want to continue jamming out to your tunes when in reverse, you must turn reversing sound on, or you can choose your tune's volume to automatically lower to a different threshold by setting the attenuation. This will give you the best of both worlds, so you can hear the dog bark before you run him over, yet still hear your music at the same time. That's a good option. But that's your quick down and dirty on how to at least get the backup camera with the lines adjusted correctly. And when I do go into reverse, I've already had somebody guide me back to check out the lines, and the lines are set perfectly. As long as nothing is inside those lines, you're safe. Alright, so I had my wife back me up, and I had this line lined up on the outside of the BMW, and when it was right on the outer edge of the BMW, you know, not quite touching it, I had about 1.5 feet of room. So the lines are set pretty darn good. Well, if this video helped you out today, do me a favor and punch that like button and smash that subscribe button. It really helps us out, and we'll see you next time.